using.
Yeah. I know what you
So
mean. I can't wait till they get a 14 or a 16-inch iPad. I would really like it because I like to draw a little bit broader. And so if Tim Cook is listening, we're ready for the larger iPad.
welcome to Studio Beancan's Cartoon Breakdown, a repository for all the amazing time-lapse footage being taken by today's greatest cartoonists. It's a new era for comics, and it's a new era for getting into the mind of cartoonists. So, join me at Studio Beancan's Cartoon Breakdown. Here it is. Let's go. Let's do it. All right. I have this one of your small word rat. You want to talk about that?
Oh yeah, I'd be happy to talk about that. And you know what? I found we were
Speak
talking about
sharing.
we were talking about the right way to do lettering, and this is the book I recommend: "The Essential
Okay.
Guide to Comic Book Lettering" by Nate Picos. Um, but here I'm sort of cannibalizing old drawings I did. It's for a free webpage called SundayHaha.com. It's all kid friendly, and already I can see I've broken one of the rules there that we're discombobulating. You should really have one letter with padding on each side of a word. But it's kind of a joke that that guy uses the biggest word, so it's almost makes sense that it's pushed all the way to the edge.
I think that I mean this kind of brings up two things at the same time. It's like one, like trying to do all the fundamentals all the time is a challenge because also there's often a point where you kind of are like, I've done enough. I'm putting this out for free, whatever, right? Which is fine and legitimate. And like
Yeah,
the other part is like, do you want, to be the best thing you can make it? And no matter what you're doing as a cartoonist, but as a creative person, there's going to be a moment where you have to decide it's enough
right.
and you're going to move on to another project or focus on another
The
project.
perfect is the enemy of the good. Yeah. Oh yeah, that was kind of pixelated. Now it's finally, getting deep. It's getting sharper a little bit here. But
Okay.
the other thing, one of the best things about that two panels, I really like the tail coming out of the um, word balloon where small word red is saying, "Yes, I want to see how a bat sees the world." And that tail and that balloon is both done from a brush, a Procreate brush by this guy named Italo Manera, I think his name is, and he is in Spain, and he gives you a free version with the very simplest balloons. But if you want those kind of balloons that say shouting, and the balloons that are good for captions, and the balloons that are good for thought balloons. It's only about $20, and they're just ready and waiting for you if you use Procreate in your among your pencils. So I'd shout out that guy. It's really helpful to me.
It's interesting kind of preferences with balloons and styles and choices because you kind of in some ways often are building your own language, like what is shouting, what whispering, and
Yeah,
there's like some minor differences from book to book or culture to culture. But
yeah,
over the course of doing Cloud Town on Procreate, I developed the way that I enjoyed doing the balloons eventually, which is usually just using a specific pencil, doing a loop by hand, holding it so it turned into a perfect oval, and
right.
then using the liquify tool to
Yep.
adjust it to add space. When I switched recently to doing lettering on Clip Studio Paint,
Hmm.
uh, in part because you can have more layers. It's easier to copy and paste things into spell checkers, which I should do more of, stuff like that. I don't really like automatic balloons personally, and I don't like their automatic balloons that much.
Okay.
Um, but I was trying to figure out what would work best for me, and I found a brush pen that doesn't autocorrect, but has some kind of smoothing elements on it that helps me
Hmm.
make something approximating a decent oval, and then
Yeah.
I do the warp to adjust it. But I found also I would zoom out a lot so that I make a small quick circle, uh, made it better than if I
Yeah.
zoomed in, and it would often get wobbly if I did the zoom.
Yeah. I know what you
So
mean. I can't wait till they get a 14 or a 16-inch iPad. I would really like it because I like to draw a little bit broader. I like to draw a little bit larger. And so if Tim Cook is listening, we're ready for the larger iPad.
I am, yeah, I'd be curious about more layers, but so many of the things it's just like about getting used to a workflow.
Right.
Like I'm finally starting to catch up with my new process where I do the rough in Clip Studio and print it out and scan it back in. And there are a lot of nice features, but there was a while there because I had done 300 pages in Procreate where it would be like, I'm doing the same thing, but it's taking 5 times as long. This is
Yeah.
extremely frustrating.
Yeah.
The other thing about this is on where's the Giggle? What's the thing called? Giggle
It's
Haha?
called Sunday Haha. A whole
Sunday
bunch of cartoonists. The idea is most of them are children's book authors and illustrators, like Alan Neil Stenke, the guy who draws Mr. Wolf's Class. I think he's the first person who told me about it. But there's Norma and Belly by Mika Song, and there's Bug Zapper by Tom Eaton. There's Reggie by Jen De Oliveira, and there's a whole bunch of folks who do kids books who every Sunday do a small comic. The one thing, it sort of breaks my heart that it can only be 150 DPI,
Mm.
and so I imagine most people are looking at it on phones or iPads, but when I look at it on a screen enlarged, I just wish it could be 300 DPI at least. But
Yeah.
they want a fast loading. It's a free strip and it's all kid friendly. So
Yeah.
sundayhaha.com.
And also as far as like getting eyeballs and things, they're not only is it a nice place to show your work and share your work, but a couple of people have gotten book deals since publishing on there, right?
Right, right. Yeah, definitely. And some of the people have, yeah, they've won awards. And there's some Isabel Rojas. There's some people who've got really big books are on there. It depends. If they're busy and they're working against a deadline, they don't contribute. So there's no pressure to like be there every week. Uh, but when Sunday comes, I really like to click and see that my stuff is there.
Nice. Well, I mean that just kind of brings me back to the idea of we live in a world that's like pretty different than when you were first pitching children's books, right?
For sure.
Where you don't have to directly pitch to increase what your luck, luck circumference or whatever your luck surface area is something that I hear people talk about lately. It must have been some kind of Instagram or like some kind
I
of
talk about
article.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, but like the idea of spreading yourself out so people can see your work and find you. But then also, we live in a world with all these algorithms, which are frustrating in some ways. But they also kind of help you kind of quickly realize if something's directionally right. Like if you're posting images or little
Mm.
comic strips every day, every week, and then one of them does a lot better, well, you can be like, well, what am I doing different here? What am I learning about? Um, what my potential audience likes, something that I've been thinking about more lately.
Cool. Yeah, definitely. It's way different. Way different. Yeah. I used to work for a college paper. Colleges don't have papers anymore. They kindly go online. But then, even in the college, there was an alternate underground paper. The kids would be out on the street holding that paper, and there'd be drawings in there too. And so
Well,
there used to be a lot of, places where probably 20 new drawings were showing up in this small town in Ohio every week.
yeah,
But nobody saw them 10 to 15 miles away,
yeah,
That so it was kind of like big fish in a small pond, but it was a training ground, sort of like this comic contest you're talking about. It's a training ground that doesn't exist anymore.
yeah. Well, I feel like it looks like we've successfully recorded. I feel like we should end this and download it before something bad happens.
Something crashes. Well, it's been
Yeah,
great talking to you.
been great talking to you. Have a great time, and I'm looking forward to your next Sunday, haha,
All
and your
right,
next book.
deal. I'll keep you
All right,
posted.
talk to you soon.
Bye bye.